Alright, so we're back. This is going to be Clash Royale Day 1.5 because it's really pretty fast going through all these bots, so I'm just going to keep grinding through it. I'm probably going to go another arena up to Arena 3 in this video. You might notice that some of the levels and stuff look a little different. That's because, actually I forgot to save the account after the last video, so I had to make a new account and replay through the tutorial again. I got to this roughly the same area. I got a little bit luckier with my cards this time, so I've got higher level stuff. Outside of that, it should be the same. So yeah, I'm just gonna grind my way up to 600 trophies now. So it's the same deck. I've got small spell bait, giant mini P.E.K.K.A, double spell. The starting deck is the same. Didn't unlock anything new this time. So just gonna go at it. I realized that some things I explained last time I could have explained better, like the purpose of all these troops. So I'm just gonna split archers here. Don't wanna. Oh, this is actually a bad situation for me. I kind of got starting handed here. I have to take a little bit of damage because he just got lucky. He played his giant. Oh, never mind. Never mind. If he had arrows correctly, I would have had to take a little bit of damage. So what happened in that situation was he played his giant when I had no giant counters in hand. There was nothing I could do better. I just got unlucky. That happens sometimes. It's a bit annoying. But, so what I was saying was I realized I didn't explain some things to the greatest extent. Like, if someone was new to the game, they would not have understood what I said last time. So I'll try to explain a little better this time. So, the most basic way to play the game is just build a push and then kill them. So what you want to do is you have big thing in front and then put lots of things behind the big thing. So in this case, I have my giant being my big thing, and then spear gobs, minions, and archers being my little things that I put behind it. So yeah, that's pretty much the basic game plan. Place stuff and it'll work. Oh my gosh, that mini P.E.K.K.A got that is a rare interaction. You don't see that every day. But, yeah, so right now, because, of course, they want you to get into the game, so they give you the easiest play style to start off with. It's just beat down. You play your giant, you play stuff behind your giant, and then it works. The reason why I'm not playing, just giant, like the original deck, the reason I'm playing Spellbait here is because I need to have a different deck than other people. Because if everybody is playing the same deck, then the person with the higher level just wins. So I'm going to need to play something that's not quite the same, that has a different win condition that I can finagle my way around. So I think while we're here, I'm just going to explain the general purpose of each card. These are swarm supports. So as a swarm, they have really good stats because, well, they're a swarm. They have really good stats. They pretty much kill whatever they come in contact with, except for splash cards, but we'll get into that later. For now, they kill whatever they come into contact with, but they die to spells. But, well, so yeah, they kill whatever they come into contact with, but they die really easily to spells. Next up is mini tanks. Mini P.E.K.K.A is a mini tank. And Knight is a mini tank. I'll go to the collection so it's easier to look at the cards. Mini P.E.K.K.A and Knight are mini tanks. What that means is they have got like a medium amount of health. So I'll take a look at these at level 11. So 1766 at level 11 and 1361 at level 11, which is like, it's an okay amount of health. The general purpose of these cards is to just stall or tank. The Knight, his purpose is tanking. He's only 3 elixir, has a lot of health, he's a tank. Mini P.E.K.K.A is a bit like a Knight, except it costs more, but it does way more damage. So the mini P.E.K.K.A is less about stalling them and more about just killing things. Yeah. Though, of course, everything has its intricacies. The Knight is actually better into swarms, and the mini P.E.K.K.A is worse against swarms. There's a bunch of little niche interactions that I'll get into later. The Musketeer is a unique card among the things that we have right now. She is a general DPS, which means that she, as generalist, she doesn't have any major weaknesses. Okay health, okay damage, good range. That's just how it goes. So she's pretty much good in every situation as long as you got something to tank for her. Arrows is a small spell. They're a bunch of small spells. Purpose of small spells, kill the swarms. Swarm, 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 swarm. Kill them with the arrows. Fireball is a big spell. Big spells are used for primarily getting tower damage, actually. You want to get tower damage while hitting something else, but mainly getting tower damage, so that's probably why you haven't seen me use Fireball all that much in my game so far, because I don't need to use Fireball to get my tower damage, I'm just one push destroying them. Next up is win conditions. We only have one win condition right now, that's Giant. Win conditions are things that you use to win the game. So, like, you can't just set up a... Right now I'm not playing exactly correctly, but you can't just set up a push and expect it to work. You need to know why is it going to work. Your win condition is the why it works. So, right now, our setup, Giant is our win condition because he tanks for things. Spear Goblins, they do okay damage, but they've got no health. If I just send Spear Goblins at the river, they're not going to do much. But if Spear Goblins are behind a Giant, then they can do more, because the Giant distracts everything, and the Spear Goblins can kill everything. And it works out nicely. So the Giant is the reason why the push works, because it's tanking. Next up is buildings. So we've got 3 buildings here. The reason I decided to do this now is because I just unlocked Tombstone. So there's Cage. Cage is a pretty standard building. What it does is, well, I guess you can just watch the little video while I'm explaining it. It doesn't have an attack in a cage form, but it can distract things, kind of like a knight that doesn't move. But after it dies, it drops a Goblin Brawler. And this Goblin Brawler is pretty much just a mini P.E.K.K.A. So it does okay damage, got good health, you know, mini P.E.K.K.A. kind of thing. And then, so... It's a pretty solid card. I'm not going to be using it, but it's a pretty solid card. And the last thing that we're going to go over is spawners. Spawners are cards that spawn troops over time. Tombstone is an interesting spawner. It's a building. Well, spawners are buildings, in case you didn't recognize, but it's a building, and they spawn troops over time. If you leave them alive on the map, they will get value by just repeatedly spawning things over and over and over again. Tombstone is a bit different than the other spawners, because Tombstone you don't actually have to do anything about, because 2 skellies don't get any damage. You can just ignore Tombstone. But Tombstone is probably the best spawner on defense, because it's only 3 elixir and it spawns so many skeletons. Goblin Hut is a more aggressive spawner, because the Spear Goblins, it spawns 3 at a time. It spawns 10 in total. So 10 Spear Goblins for 5 elixir, it's pretty decent. It's actually not very decent. Maybe it's 13 Spear Goblins, I don't remember. But if you leave it alive, it'll spawn a lot of Spear Goblins, and you don't want to leave it to spawn all those Spear Goblins, so you want to use a spell on it. And that is where Spell Bait comes in. So the second way to play the game, after just build a push and kill them, is Spell Bait. So these swarm cards, Gobs, Spear Gobs, Archers, Minions, they do a lot of damage, and combined they have a lot of health. But their stats are spread out across a bunch of little units that can get hit by arrows or a small spell. So what happens is, you typically see these, a lot of them in one deck, because if I play my Gobs, and then he arrows my Goblins, then he can't arrow my Spear Gobs, Archers, and Minions, because he just used his arrows. So you use a lot of swarm things in one deck together, so you can bait out their spell, and then make use of the rest of them. Spell Bait. So that is the second way to play. Gob Hut is Spell Bait, because they want to play a spell on the hut to stop it from spawning Goblins. So that's, I suppose, the reasoning why I play this deck, actually, because between Gobs, Archers, and Minions and Goblin Hut, this is Spell Bait, so it's like a combination of Giant Spell Bait. This is absolutely not viable at all in, like, pro-level play, but it'll work for now. So, just keep going in. I don't know if you can hear that, someone's taking a call in the background. I'm going to first play Gob Hut here, because I've got an anti-air in hand, and nothing else is really good to be played. That's an odd play. I'm going to arrows that immediately to get those archers off the map. because, of course, the archers and the knight is tanking for the archers. I can't let the archers just stay up and keep killing things while my stuff is distracted on the knight. So I immediately arrows the archer, so the knight is pretty helpless. He played a terrible goblin hunt, like right in the middle. You're not supposed to play it there. So because of that, I ended up getting a good amount of damage. This is just a bot, so I'm just gonna giant the river. Like, against a normal player, I wouldn't do this, but I don't know. It's just a bot. I'm gonna end the game quickly, because the intention here is just to get past the bots so I can get to real players. Play stuff. Just keep playing stuff. Ordinarily, you're not supposed to just play stuff and wait for it to work, because, of course, humans won't just allow stuff to work, but the bots will. So, that's how it's gonna work for now. Just gonna rinse and repeat. Put stuff in the river, watch it work. Put stuff in the river, watch it work. Here, I'll probably max Skellies. Bomber isn't very good as an underleveled card, and we're going to be very underleveled because we're trying to get to 9,000 trophies as fast as possible, so we're not going to be all level 15 by the time we get there. So, like Bomber, if it's too low level, everything kills it. It has a bunch of very specific interactions that it needs to have an equal amount of level for. So if it's not the right level, then it's really going to get messed up. What's going on now is we just unlocked magic items. These are really useful, but I will not actually use them yet. Oh, I just unlocked Bomber anyway. So magic items are useful because unlike regular cards that just go where you don't choose, you can choose where magic items go. So since you can choose where they go, usually what you do is you save up and then you use them exactly on the card that you want to make a deck out of. But since we're so low trophies and we don't have anything good unlocked, I'm not going to use my wild cards on anything yet. So we're just going to keep going in. Another bot. Got a cross in his name, kind of interesting. I'm going to go aggressive and just giant first play. Some giant players like to giant first play. I'm not a fan of it because, I mean, if you get unlucky, you're just going to die if you giant first play. These bots aren't smart enough to take advantage of that, though, so... Anyway, I said last time I was going to, play well so I could set a good example, but, I don't want to waste time setting a good example against bots. I might as well wait until there are real people before I set a good example. I'm hoping that most of my plays should be self-explanatory. You play something, I counter it, I put a giant in front, it works. We'll see that it's going to stop being so simple very quickly once we get higher in trophies. That's a very odd night. So pretty much we're just playing stuff at the river until it works right now. It's a little bit odd the way they have this set up for you to play against bots, because play stuff at the river and hope it works is a really bad play style. I'm gonna arrows these actually, because I want them off the map. Oh, I missed one. Oh, the arrows nerf is annoying. But, so, they teach you to just play stuff at the river and hope that it works, and that doesn't work. So I'm trying to make it abundantly clear right now that what I'm doing right now will not work forever. I'm gonna have to start playing good soon. So yeah, pretty much repeated myself all there is to say. I've been over how I'm playing this deck. If I was playing more principled, I'd be going for gob huts and then slowly trying to overwhelm him by, chipping him down, but yeah. Against a real player, I'm gonna have to play smart, but these aren't real players. How many times can I repeat myself? We will see. Still not a real player. You can tell because the bots are never in a clan. I'm pretty sure they're never in a clan. And also, actually I suppose I can't tell anymore because they changed a couple things about the bots so that you can't exactly tell when they're a real player or not anymore. But it's immediately obvious by their playstyle. I'm gonna giant the back now. I don't know why I decided to start playing well this game, but I guess I am. Oh, I didn't have to archers that. If we were at tournament standard, those minions would have been 3-shot by my tower, and if they were 3-shot, I would have needed to archers that, but I guess I could have ignored them. Tough to play, because there are so many ultra-specific interactions in this game, and right now we're playing with so many uneven levels that all the ultra-specific interactions that you're supposed to memorize just don't work, so it's a bit wonky playing here. But of course, just game sense and extra counting will carry me. Let's tower down. Love to see it. We're not going to be 3 crowning for much longer either, actually. I mean, the vast majority of games are won by a 1 tower difference. You take 1 tower, and then you just defend until the end of the game. Because defense is, for the most of the game's lifespan, defense has been easier than offense. Right now, offense is easier because, I don't know, they just like having overpowered cards or something. So, I'm gonna giant first play, not supposed to, gonna anyway, wanna get through the bots. I'm also gonna ignore that hut. I'm gonna arrows that though, because that's good value. So what I did there was I arrows the minions, arrows full kills the minions, and it clips the hut, so I'm getting double value off that. I'm gonna spear gobs here, because I don't really feel like losing my entire tower. So this is the first time you've seen me actually play defense. It's not a very strong one. That's the first time you've seen me play defense with a giant on the map. I'm generally not supposed to play defense when you've got a push set up, because you want to commit to your push, but if I had let that go through, it would have been my whole tower, and it didn't cost me much elixir to stop it from being my whole tower, so I figured it was fine. That giant almost took all of his tower because he's a bot and he just didn't respond to it. So, this is another purpose of spells, finishing off towers. Keep in mind that I said finishing off towers, not destroying entire towers. You do not use your spell when it's high health, you use it when it's low health. There is an exception, there are 2 exceptions to that rule, but we'll get into those later. I will archers this Valkyrie. The reason why I'm fine playing defense there, instead of just going aggressive with a giant, is because I spent 3 for his 4. I spent 3 elixir on my archers, he spent 4 elixir for his Valkyrie. Positive elixir trade. Positive means I'm benefiting from it. Whoa! Spear Goblin teleported across the river. Those teleportation interactions are quite funny. You know, believe it or not, a lot of pros playing this game don't understand push interactions all that strongly. Push interactions is a name that I made up, but it's when units push each other, right? So units have standard interactions that you can memorize, where like the mini P.E.K.K.A. always beats the knight, the musketeer always beats the baby dragon. But there are interactions where some things that ordinarily would work just don't. I decided to unlock Valkyrie there because, I don't know, felt like it. It's not like it really matters right now. These low levels will go by super fast later on. Like the low card levels will go by. Also, I kind of want to explain what Valkyrie does. Oh, I didn't explain the purpose of these cards, actually. Skeletons, it's 1 elixir, 3 skeletons. That's, okay, yeah. Skeletons, very weak, but consider the damage per second. 81 times 3. That's 243 damage per second. Musketeer, damage per second, 218 every 1 second, 218 damage per second. Skeletons do more damage per second than a musketeer. Let that sink in for a moment. So, like, skeletons are pretty weak, but they hit hard, and they can stall a single target or like mini P.E.K.K.A. for a long time. So skeletons are like the king of positive elixir trades. They're also a really good underleveled card because even if they're level 1, there's still 3 skeletons. They're going to take 3 hits. So skellies are what is called a cycle card. Their purpose is not to spell bait, and it is not to kill or tank. They're an all-purpose card that does whatever you need at the time. They won't do it that well, but they're only 1 elixir, so it doesn't really matter that they don't do it that well, because you're cycling to other better things. Goblins is technically also a cycle card, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there. Goblins and skellies are in the same category. Goblins are stronger than skellies per elixir. They do more damage, have more health, and there's 4 of them. But of course, 1 extra elixir means is 1 extra elixir, double the cost. Bomber, next card I haven't explained yet. Bomber is, I'm not intending to use my magic items. Bomber is a cheap splash card. He's actually a general DPS, believe it or not. Like, he's only 2 elixir and you can only hit ground, but he is considered a general DPS because he does okay single target damage, okay splash damage, most often the use of bomber is in like the beatdown decks, the ones where you set up a big push and kill him. So what you do is you set up a push, and then they don't want you to set up a push, so they're going to try and make you spend elixir on the other lane. So what you do is you just slap a bomber down. It won't defend perfectly, but it'll defend enough that you keep your tower. And then, since you only spent 2 elixir on defense, you're going to have enough elixir to take the whole tower. So the bomber is kind of like a deterrent. They don't want to attack you because you're just going to eat some damage, get a positive trade. The next card is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is another mini tank along with Knight and Mini P.E.K.K.A. She is better stats than a Knight, 1 extra elixir, that tracks. The biggest thing about her is that she has a 360 splash radius. Like if you look at her attack, she spins her axe all the way around her, which means that she can hit things on both sides. So technically, she can get a huge amount of value. So she's quite good. I just am not planning to use her because she needs to be a high level. And in this account, we're not going to have high level cards. So that's explanation of every card that we've unlocked so far. I will keep moving on. I'll continue explaining cards as we go, but I don't expect you to know it right now. We're not gonna have a general sense for every card for a long while, really. I'm gonna ignore those minions because I remember from last time. Whoa! I remember from last time that I can actually ignore minions. The tower will pretty much full kill them. Setting up a giant, not supposed to, but still doing so because I want to kill the bot fast. I was hoping that the Spear Goblins would go behind the Giants. I guess it's okay that one stayed behind. Minions, because it's my best offense card in hand. Mini P.E.K.K.A, because it's also my best offense card in hand. That Knight is gone. That should be towered down unless he fireballs. Fireball. Oh, there's a fireball. Just 10 seconds left. Just gonna keep playing cards. He probably has arrows in hand, and he probably could save his tower here, but bot won't. That's tower down. Halfway to Arena 3, I believe. So, keep on moving. Oh, I'll probably see about making an account. Sure. This is enough for now. Open required trophy 0. So pretty much just anybody can join this. Feel free to do whatever you want in here. Well, almost do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, but you have to do Clan Wars. Clan Wars is going to be mandatory, okay? Of course, not immediately mandatory because I'm not even high enough level to start it, but we're gonna need to do Clan Wars at some point, so feel free to join the clan. We're going to be doing Clan Wars, because you get a lot of coins from Clan Wars, and coins are going to be a problem someday. Keep on moving through the trophies. I don't know why, but something about this guy strikes me as real. We'll see if he plays like a bot. Never mind, he's a bot. He could still not be a bot. Oh, that's... Yeah, I don't think this guy is a bot. I don't know how my spidey senses sensed it, but this guy doesn't play exactly like a robot. He knew the Valk Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is a common tactic used to beat noobs. And he arrows correctly. None of the bots so far have done that. I'm going to ignore this Musketeer. It's aggressive, but I spent 3. He's going to be down 4 elixir, so I can get a Mini P.E.K.K.A archers off. And he arrows recently, so he's not going to be able to arrows my archers. He could fireball my archers, so I'm going to play them delayed. You notice, by the way, I'm thinking a lot more now that I know that this guy's real. Now I know that this guy is real, I'm going to be playing like a sweat. I have no intention of losing 500 trophies. Ooh, missed the fireball. Joke for him. Okay. He shouldn't have musketeered the river, so he played a Knight the River and then a musketeer. He should have... Knight the River was a fine play. I mean, not exactly the greatest, but it baited out another 3 elixir from me, so it was an even trade at the worst. But when he played the Musketeer of the River, I knew that he didn't have enough elixir to protect his Musketeer, and it didn't actually get him any extra damage. Like, he got Musketeer damage, but he didn't get any damage from his Knight, which was really the purpose. He played his Musketeer to protect his Knight, but his Knight didn't actually get protected. So, because of that, I knew that if I just ignored the Musketeer, I was going to be up enough elixir to pretty much kill him. And of course, he's at 500 trophies, so he doesn't know how to play the game, so... even if he was a real player, he just could not handle me playing stuff at the river. Maybe they just have more realistic bots. I don't know, actually. This could be a bot or a person. He's playing a bit better than the bots have before. I can't tell. Maybe the last guy was a bot, too. I don't know. That is a very bot play. This guy is probably a bot. Nobody plays a card like 3 tiles behind the river. It's at the river or in the back. I remember that I can ignore those minions again. You really gotta memorize the interactions. It's important in this game. So you take 2 minion hits if you ignore a minion. That's not bad. There's only 100 damage. 1/17 of my tower. I can ignore 17 sets of minions, and I mean, they usually only ever get 1 off per game. I play my minions on defense there to kill his Brawler. Brawler is threatening enough that I would not like to allow that to just hit my tower. And he also played a mini P.E.K.K.A. I had the archers to stall the mini P.E.K.K.A., but the minions were enough to kill it. This guy is playing better, because this hotspot is a used hotspot. It is something that people do sometimes. Of course, it wasn't the right play in this situation, but it is something that people do sometimes. So, it's like, there's a slight progression of, well, let's face it, it's a slight progression of bot difficulty. 100 trophies off. Just want to keep spamming all these level ups, because I want to level up my King Tower as fast as possible. So, like, there are a lot of cards in this game, and you need to pick a deck, level it up. But the thing that you need the most, you need to pick a deck. Whoa, that's a bot play if I've ever seen one. You need to pick a deck that you want to level up, and then stick to that deck. And then within your deck, there are going to be some cards that are more important to upgrade, and some cards that are less important to upgrade. But even within that, there is one card that is always the absolute most important to level up, and that is your Princess Tower. Your Princess Tower is the single most important card to level up. You need it level 15 as soon as humanly possible. So, you need to get those Crown Tower chests. You need to get those level up chests as much as you can so you can get your Princess leveled up. Because it literally just won't let you level up your Princess a certain amount. Like, it'll just cap you and say, yeah, I know you have the cards, but I don't want you to play the game. So you have to probably do a little bit of struggling there. The series will slow down a lot once we hit that point of levels being an issue, but for now, it looks like we're about to hit the next league. I think we're level 5. Oh yeah, this is the bottom of the next arena. Up, still level 4. So I'm just going to set up a giant push. We've been over this now. You know how it goes. In fact, if you know how it goes, means that you're learning. That's a good thing. Valk Mini P.E.K.K.A. the back. I'm guessing that guy from earlier who Valk Mini P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge wasn't a real person. But anyway, if you do see a person playing Valk Mini P.E.K.K.A., minions is your best counter, because neither Valk nor Mini P.E.K.K.A. can hit minions. The general strategy with Valk Mini P.E.K.K.A. is Mini P.E.K.K.A. is strong against everything except for swarms. Valk is strong against swarms, but weak against tanks. So the Mini P.E.K.K.A. kills the tanks, the Valk kills the swarms, and then it's like a decently strong combo. But there are, of course, a lot of ways to handle it. What is that? I don't know how to play into that, because I really want to giant the river, but I can't, because it would be bad value. So I'm going to let my giant tank. The reason I play my giant low like that is so that the musketeer would hit the giant instead of my tower. Yeah, and then I could minions on the musketeer. If I just minions directly on the musketeer would kill my minions. I'm going to wait for the giant to get 1 hit here. and then arrows. That kills all of the gobs. It's a memorizable interaction. Yeah, I'm just assuming that the balcony I got from earlier was also a bot. He played less bot-like, but no human goes down that easy. I'm not trashing a real person. Are we next arena yet? We are the next arena. Neato. So yeah, that was the next arena. I am in a clown. I'm in a clan now. Okay, yeah, I'm not forever alone. I'm just forever So that will be the end of this video. It's pretty much more of the same. I'm hoping that we're gonna start seeing some real people soon. At the bare minimum, we should start seeing them by Builder's Workshop. But if it is just more bots, I'm probably not gonna keep just making videos on dunking on bots every day. Remember to go into the market, buy these daily deals. We don't need to buy the coin daily deals yet. We will at some point in this account, but not right now. It's gonna come, honestly, years later. Sometimes there are a gem offer here. Never buy it. Never ever. Never, 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 ever, ever, never. Just don't. It's horrible. Do I get anything good in level up? Oh, actually that's really good. So, I was gonna end the video here, but actually we unlocked daily tasks at level 6, so I'm gonna use some of my wild cards to try and get to level 6 right now. So there, daily tasks are unlocked, and I get a chest. The chest is meh as always. Cannon. Cannon is a new card. It's a defensive building. It's like Cage, except it attacks. It's pretty much just a musketeer that doesn't walk and only hits ground. But here's the important thing. Daily tasks. You see these lucky drops? These are important. We're going to need as many of these as possible. So actually, I am going to win 3 more games so that I can get all of the lucky drops for today. As a player who is trying to max out as fast as humanly possible, you really want to get every single lucky drop, because a really lucky drop has a chance to take a month off of your progression. So if you get lucky, you're gonna be eating good. Whoa, that's pretty interesting. This is a little dangerous right now, because he played 3 things that are weak to my mini P.E.K.K.A. when I didn't have my mini P.E.K.K.A. So I had to play a little funny there, but it worked out. I want to mini P.E.K.K.A. his mini P.E.K.K.A. because mini P.E.K.K.A. is actually great against mini P.E.K.K.A. It didn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped, but... So, like, you see this. I think that these bots are getting better. You can tell he didn't just not go down in the first push. He didn't even take any damage in the first push. So the bots are definitely getting better, but they're definitely still bots. So we're gonna go for the same split defense we did last time. I have my stuff... Oh, my iPad fell over. I have my stuff too far apart to arrows all of them. That fireball tells me that he is a bot. And now he's gonna eat some Spear Goblin chip damage. If I was a real player, if this was a real player, what I'd probably be doing... Oh. I was supposed to Archer's low instead of arrows. Sometimes we mistap cards. If I was playing against a human being, I'd fireball this, because Gobhut is weak to fireball, but I am not playing against a real human being, so I'm going to use this 5 elixir advantage to curb stop him. My giant's already half health. Honestly, I have no idea where that health went. I mean, I know mini P.E.K.K.A. does a lot of damage, but I didn't know it did that much damage. Look, that actually didn't go as well as I hoped. Oh, that should have got a hit. If I had zap. Sad. Okay. Well, yeah. So, looks like we're gonna be playing the slow game for this round, because this bot is not, dying easily. I'm gonna have to build up a push in the back. If he Gobhuts, I fireball it, because clearly it's playing well enough that I need to play against it like a normal human being. Musky Knight is a terrible push, so now that I have my mini P.E.K.K.A. in hand, I can just play it. Mini P.E.K.K.A. one-taps the Musketeer, almost one-taps the Knight. So that was a 4 for 7, I'm up 3 elixir now. And he fireballed my Gobhuts, so... I would play Spear Gobs here, but if I play Spear Gobs, he's just going to get a really good arrows value like that. So I decided not to play my Spear Gobs. The thing that I'm doing here is really I am just setting up pushes over and over and over again. That's the point of, that's how this deck works against bad players. I'm constantly setting up pushes, so you get almost like momentum, kind of. What's going on is, since I keep setting up pushes over and over and over again, look at all those spear gobs. He's got to arrows that or he's dead. Yeah. Well, how this works against better, like real players, is what you do is you just set up push on push on push on push, and since you keep going in forever, they're never going in. If they're never going in, they're never getting damaged. So even if you're not going to get that much damage on offense, you're getting a little, they're getting none. It works out. This is probably a real person, so let's focus up. Mini pick at the back. If it is a real person, it's not a good person. Good player, I mean. He can be a good person and a bad player. Since I arrows that hut, I don't want to fireball it anymore. I'm gonna hut low as well. Play my hut into his. Bots aren't in. This has to be a bot. No way this isn't a bot. I mean, it's in a clan, and it's got a name that isn't bot-like. But no human plays like that. I mean, come on. This is definitely a bot. Okay. I thought this was a person, but no, I don't have to focus. So, we're just gonna do our regular set up a push, kill him. I don't even think that cage pulls, does it? Yeah, it doesn't pull. Is that gonna... Oh, the brawler pulls. The goblin brawler's actually got a really huge sight range. Please tell me that. Okay, good. Sometimes if your mini P.E.K.K.A is too far below their level, then your mini P.E.K.K.A just doesn't two-shot, which... Oh wow, this is a human. Bots don't emote. This is a person. I can't believe it. So, first human of the account. I'm gonna arrows that because it kills the bomber and gets a little bit of tower damage. Also hits the Valk. All archers low. I know that this is a human now, so I'm taking absolutely zero chances, even though he can't really defend at all. He must be copying the plays that he saw the bots do. That's probably what's going on. Oh, okay. So yeah. Oh, we're getting into double time. Interesting. Yeah, double elixir. Double time happens at the 1 minute mark. I'm gonna fireball this now. Playing against a human. No chances. Make the right play. Arrows that. I got nothing better in hand. Archers that. I could mini P.E.K.K.A, but my mini P.E.K.K.A would be at half health on the counter push. I would rather save my mini P.E.K.K.A for a giant like that. So, he knows that he has to take my tower if he's getting kind of desperate playing random stuff in the river. I'm going to ignore that help. I hate to sweat on someone who's new to the game, but I have no intention of losing, so I'm just going to go all out sweaty on this guy. I'm ignoring the Valk. Valk is efficient tanking. She's not efficient damage. So, because she's not efficient damage, I don't mind ignoring her. Because, I mean, clearly, I took like half of my tower. I took his entire king tower, so I don't mind. Let's take a look at this guy's plan. Just take a look. Clan? Oh wow, he's in like an actual clan. Interesting. 7.7k, 7.8k. This guy's also pretty bad. By the way, once you're good at the game, 9,000 trophies is low matchmaking. Just so you know. Don't go thinking that you've finished it once you reach 9,000. But just keep on moving. We're gonna play one more game in this video, I believe, to finish off this daily quests. You really want to just get as many of these drops as humanly possible. And the last one in the day is usually a better drop. I think it starts at 2 stars right now. This could also be a real person, actually. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Fireball's good against barbarians. Barbarians are too tanky to use arrows on them. I mean, you can use arrows on them, and it's good arrows value, but Fireball full kills. Or, by the way, Fireball is supposed to full kill barbarians, but because these barbarians are really high level, they don't. Whoa, this guy's really aggressive. So, I can tell that he's a decent player because he knew that the bomber would reach over the river there, so I'm going to focus. I'm going to play Sweaty, like against that other guy. Minions to counter his minions. Tombstone in that spot is kind of awkward. We'll wait to see what he does. That is a terrible cage positioning. I'll let my Spear Gobs take care of it. Probably gonna Archer's Bow or set up a giant in the back. He played his Tombstone. That gets him absolutely 0 value. Notice how, because my Gob Hut is still on the map, it killed that Goblin Brawler, so I didn't have to spend anything on it. That 5 Elixir, it killed the cage and the Brawler because I didn't have to do anything about it. I'm going to Fireball this. I don't expect to break through here because I know that this guy is half decent. Arrows kills the Bomber and Spear Gobs, so it's worth it for me. At least one Spear God stays behind. I'm not actually going to play anything here, believe it or not, because the one Spear God is going to handle the minions okay. And, well, yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to ignore these minions on the counter push now, so I don't have to spend any extra elixir on them. That is, once again, a terrible cage. A lot of people have a problem in this game where they make the wrong play, and then they just don't realize they made the wrong play, so they just do the same thing again, and then they just wonder why they're losing. You have to, when you're taking damage, you're doing something wrong. When you're doing something wrong, you gotta think about what you're doing and see how you can change it. This guy hasn't used any spells so far. Let me count his cards. He's got Hut, Double Hut, Cage, Bomber, Valk. He's played 5 of his cards. Double Hut, Cage, Bomber, Valk. Minions. So he's 6 of his cards. This is good arrows value right here. You can see all the stuff that I'm hitting there. Can you Valk on it? No, I think you can give up. Oh right, Barbs. So Barbs are his 7th card. Mini Peck has 8th card. So I know his whole deck now. He actually doesn't have a spell. That's why he hasn't been playing a spell. And now that I know that he doesn't have a spell, I can pretty much just demolish this guy. So, I was playing really careful before because I didn't know what he was playing, but now that I know what he's playing, it's Joker for him. One thing that you need to get good at is understanding decks. I mean, you don't need to get good at it, even though some pros don't understand decks, but if you want to be truly good at the game, you're going to want to understand decks, because understanding decks makes you understand decks' weaknesses, so you can just play to those weaknesses. Like, I know this guy has absolutely no splash damage, so I'm just going to stack as many things as possible in one lane, and he won't be able to defend it. If the game kept going there, it would have 3-crowned him. Get my last level up for the day. Barbarians are a generalist card like Musketeer and Bomber. They don't, they're not there for any one purpose. Actually, they're a bit like Skellies, except instead of doing whatever just okay, they'll do whatever very well. Except, of course, Barbarians suck right now, so they do whatever and not very well either. Oh, we got a 3-star. 3-star can be good. That's actually moderately useful. 68, that's decent level ups. I'm still not using Barbarians, by the way, because they're just garbage. But that's some decent XP there. What'd I get? I got some wild cards, too. I'm still not going to use those. I know that's going over the cap, so if I get any more wild cards, it's just going to, like... Well, actually, maybe I should think about what I'm going to max. So... No, that's going to take too much thinking for today. I will be back tomorrow on the next video. I will know which deck I'm planning to max out for this account, because I'm going to plan this far into the future. So I have a deck that I can max that will get me to Ultimate Champion at the very end of, like, the progression of this account. So, for now, I will not use my wild cards. I've done the daily tasks, which is something I really needed to do. We made it up an arena. I will go up another arena tomorrow. Well, this arena is 400 trophies instead of 300. That's nice. But, yeah. So, looking pretty good right now. This is how the progression looks after 1 day of playing Clash Royale. I am forever A. Not lone, just A. And so, yeah. See you guys.